Hey guys, and welcome back to another one. Now today we are going to take a look at 8 different gamepads and we are going to test them out in 10 different games on our Android TV boxes. Now in this particular video we are going to try to find out if there's any real reason to go one way or the other, and if yes, which one is the right for each one of us depending on our needs. At least this is the goal of the video. Hopefully I will accomplish it. Now in terms of gadgets that you will see in this particular video, very quickly I will use the Android TV Box Mini U1, the A2 Lite remote, the Elephone S3, the Xiaomi Mi Pad 2, and then in terms of gamepads I will have the Eyepeg 9028, the N1, the Eyepeg 9023, the Logitech F710, the S3, the GameSir G3V, the GameSir G3, and the GameSir G4 limited edition or advanced edition. Sorry about that. Now guys, that being said, and this is not a very short video, so let's go straight for it. Hope that you guys enjoy it, and as always I'll see you in a few seconds. And here we are with the gamepad comparison, and today we will take a closer look at 8 different gamepads regarding the build quality, functions, and also testing them out in 10 different games to see if there's any real differences or not. And starting with the Eyepeg 9028, this is the oldest gamepad that I have, and I did get it specially because of the trackpad. In terms of build quality, it's not that cheap. It has a rubberized surface all around that gives a nice grip on our hand. The joysticks also have the same rubber material that makes it really comfortable, and the buttons have a rigid plastic. It connects via Bluetooth to any Android TV box or any other Android device, of course, and it has an internal battery that it's charged via micro USB cable, and it lasts roughly 3 to 4 weeks before it needs recharging. It also has a phone holder which might be useful to play some games with our phones. And in terms of gaming compatibility, as you guys can see on screen, the Eyepeg 9028, it's 100% compatible with 9 of the 10 games tested in this round. And having that trackpad, it is a huge advantage in games such as Respawnables that we need to touch the screen. And regarding the Coach Buzz simulator, that it's not playable, and this will happen with 7 of the 8 gamepads tested. And the problem is that when we press the acceleration button, it takes us to the main menu, and that is really annoying. Now I will shut up for a few seconds and I'll be right back. And next we have the Logitech F710 with a rigid plastic on the top and a rubberized plastic with a really nice grip on the sides and bottom. Feels really nice on the hand, heavy and with vibration options. And it's powered by 2 AA batteries that usually lasts about 6 months to a year depending on the battery's brand. In terms of Android games, it plays a lot of them, but it's not the most Android friendly gamepad, but it's usually the F710 that I use to game stream games from our computer to the Android TV boxes. And in terms of gaming compatibility, as you guys can see, besides having the same issue with the Coach Buzz simulator, the 4 games that you see with an exclamation point just means that we will need either a wireless remote or a mouse to touch the screen. Then we can use the gamepad to play. And this will happen with any gamepad that doesn't have a trackpad or that function built in. And next we have the N1, that it's cheap and feels cheap. It's made of a rigid and light plastic all round, with the exception of the joysticks that have a smooth plastic with some grip, Bluetooth connection and an internal battery charge via micro USB cable that lasts roughly 3 to 4 weeks. It's a cheap remote and that is exactly what we get. And although it's capable of playing the same games as the Logitech F710, the experience on hardware and it's not the same and with a lot less comfort. It has an accessory that we can attach to it and use our phone to play games, which can be sometimes useful. And in terms of gaming compatibility, we can expect the same as we have with the Logitech F710 that doesn't have a air mouse function. So we will need to use a remote on some games. And next we have the S3, which is a cheap gamepad with a cheap plastic all around and honestly feels really cheap, with 2 little pieces of rubber on the sides. And the directional left pad, it's in a weird position, which honestly I don't like it. It connects via Bluetooth and charges via micro USB to an internal battery that also lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. Now, in terms of gaming compatibility, the S3 has an air mouse built-in function, and that will allow us to touch the screen with just the gamepad, and that simply makes it one of the most compatible gamepads of this group. And next we have the Eyepeg 9023, which is a gamepad targeted at mobile and tablets, but I wanted to put it side by side with the others just because it might be a good all-around gamepad. Now in terms of plastics, it feels inferior to its brother Eyepeg 9028. It's all made of a rigid cheap plastic, with the exception of the two joysticks and the base plate where we can set our phone or tablet. In my opinion, this is a great choice for those that enjoy playing on a tablet, especially when game streaming games from our computer to the tablet or phone. Now, the experience of using a phone or tablet here is simply great. We feel it secure and we can enjoy our gameplay on the couch or anywhere else on our home. Now, by the way, the connection is made by Bluetooth and it has an internal battery that we can charge via micro USB, and it will last roughly 1 month. And in terms of gaming compatibility, it will give the same results as any gamepad without the air mouse function, so we will need to use either a remote or mouse to touch the screen when necessary. And next we have the GameSir G3, which is all made of plastic and honestly looks and feels kind of cheap. It's not the worst, but it looks and feels kind of cheap. Now, it has rubber on the joysticks and on the 4 top menu buttons, and nonetheless it has a nice grip on the hand. Now, the connection is made by Bluetooth or USB dongle. It has an internal battery which is charged via micro USB, and it lasts roughly 1 month as well. It has a really nice feature which is the backlight on the buttons with 3 different levels of intensity, which I really enjoy it. And I also used the GameSir G3V, which is exactly the same as the G3, but the plastic feels a lot better and looks different as well. So if you decide on going with one of these two, the choice will depend on the price that we are willing to spend and also the look that we prefer. And in terms of gaming, both of these gamepads will give us the same experience as any other gamepads without air mouse. So we will need to use, once again, a remote or a mouse to touch the screen. But there is one thing to mention here, which is the G3V was the only gamepad on the group to be able to play Couch Bus Simulator without any issues at all, and that was really interesting to see. And finally, here we are with the GameSir G4 Advanced Edition, that in terms of build quality, it's one of the best gamepads that I've used so far, and the color combination, it's also really cool. Now, it can be connected via USB or Bluetooth, and the internal battery also lasts for about 1 month without recharging. It is made of a nice plastic and with the side handles with a really nice rubber that will give us a good grip. The joysticks are also made of rubber and all the other buttons of a quality rigid plastic. And to point out that the black and silver combination looks really nice, at least in my opinion, of course. And in terms of the gaming experience, the GameSir G4 has an air mouse function, so it will give us or will allow us to touch the screen when necessary, and so making it more gaming friendly like we saw on the S3 and on the Eyepeg 9028. So in conclusion, guys, which gamepad do I believe to be the best? And I would say that it really depends on our needs, expectations and price that we are willing to pay for such a gadget. Now, regarding the gaming compatibility sample of the 10 games that I've tested, here it is, the final shot, so that you guys can better compare and make a better judgment, if I can say so. And I would also split these gamepads into 3 different categories, such as the ones that we can use with our phones or tablets, like the Eyepeg 9028, 9023, N1 and GameSir G4. The ones that have the air mouse or trackpad function, like the Eyepeg 9028, S3 and GameSir G4. And the last category that includes the regular type of gamepad that in most games will require a remote or mouse to assist, and that will not be used with phones or tablets, such as the Logitech F710, GameSir G3 and GameSir G3V. And that is it. We have reached the end of another one, another long one, by the way. Hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did so, don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.